Simple proteins. Simple proteins are those they have one protein part. Only protein part is there in simple protein. There is no other part other than protein. Only protein part means they are made with only amino acids. Only amino acids are present in the simple protein. These simple proteins, based on their properties, like solubility and physical properties are there. Now, these are divided into three major classes. Among them, simple proteins is a major. So, these simple proteins are again divided into different types. There is some subclasses. Subclasses means they are again divided into different types. Among them, first one, albumin. Just subclasses in detail they are not needed for you. Just names enough. What are that? Examples for simple proteins: albumins, globulins, glutalins, albumins, globulins, glutalins, prolamines, histones, protamines, albumins. Just albumins, globulins, glutalins, they are plasma proteins which are present in blood. Body fluids and circulation is only going on. Body fluids and circulation is going on. There you might see. Plasma proteins include albumins, globulins, glutalins, even fibrinogens also. Then prolamines. Prolamines means which have proline amino acid more. And more basic amino acids are there in histones and protamines. Scleroproteins. So these are examples of simple proteins. Simple proteins are those which have only protein parts. There is no other non-protein part. Non-protein part is not present in a protein. They are called as simple protein. Second one, conjugated protein. This conjugated protein is only important here. Different types of conjugated protein will come in further lessons. Okay, what are conjugated protein? Conjugated protein, how a protein is binding with non-protein. Protein combines with non-protein and it forms conjugated or compound protein. When a protein is combining with non-protein units, one protein part combines with a non-protein part and form conjugated protein. Here the protein part what is present here is called apoprotein. Apoprotein. And non-protein group is there. Then that non-protein group is called prosthetic group. Non-protein part what is present in a conjugated protein is called prosthetic group. So based on that non-protein, there is presence of different proteins. Conjugated proteins we will see in detail. One, glycoprotein. Glycoprotein means, example for this only, carbohydrates plus protein will form glycoprotein. Lipoproteins. Lipoproteins we already saw under compound lipids. Same here. Lipid plus protein. When lipids combine with proteins, there is formation of lipoprotein. Then nuclear proteins. Nuclear proteins. Nuclear proteins means nucleic acid combined with protein Nucleic acids combine with proteins and form nuclear proteins. Phosphoproteins, phosphate group plus protein. When phosphate group combine with protein, that forms phosphate group. Phosphoprotein, example casein. Casein. Metalloproteins, metal atoms. Metals combine with the proteins. Metals combine with the proteins and form metalloproteins. Example, ceruloplasmin. Ceruloplasmin is a protein that is combined with iron. Chromoproteins, color pigments. Colored pigment combined with protein and form chromoproteins. Example, hemoglobin. These are different types of conjugated proteins. Conjugated proteins are those in which a protein unit combined with a non-protein unit and forms conjugated protein. So this is like compound lipids, sir. In the same way of compound lipids. Yes, Vaishika. Correct only, Vaishika. Okay, complete this conjugated protein. Example of metalloprotein, ceruloplasmin. Ceruloplasmin. Yeah, Janani, Lohitni. Same. Lohitni, why? Nowadays you are not being more active. Be more active. Send more doubts. Yeah, good. Janani also, what is the example of metalloprotein? Metalloprotein example, ceruloplasmin. CERULO. Ceruloplasmin. Okay, is it complete? Always, whenever class is going on, always Rati students only more active. Some students from Yagna are active. Remaining students also should become more active. Sumeda, Vaishika, Janani, these people are more active. Sri Chakran good. Sri Chakran is good only, very active. Remaining students also should become more active, man. Remember that. Vimal, Sri Chakran, they are active. Remaining students also. Yeah. Vimal from Rasi, he is also. Active means complete, sir, done, sir, clear, sir. That is not activeness. That is not activeness. Asking doubts. Asking doubts and getting more clarity regarding subject. That is activeness. Voice is clear, sir. Board is clear, sir. Okay. Time is over, sir. I am getting hungry, sir. That is not activeness. Okay? Right. Right, then third category, derived proteins. Derived proteins. What are derived proteins? Derived proteins are those which are derivatives. How they are forming? Hydrolysis. Hydrolysis means breakdown or denaturation. Hydrolysis means breakdown by addition of water molecule. If a bond is broken down, then it is called as hydrolysis. When hydrolysis is carried in lipid, what is the bond? Which bond will be broken? Which bond will break if hydrolysis is carried in protein? Yeah, very good, Loritni. Peptide bond. So peptide bond is broken down. And denaturation means also that is a type of breaking down only. So derivatives of simple conjugated protein. So simple proteins and conjugated proteins are formed upon hydrolysis and denaturation. So that simple and conjugated proteins, they are formed into derived proteins upon hydrolysis and denaturation. So these derived proteins are derivatives of the simple and conjugated proteins. Okay. See here, just the examples I will give. Simple proteins include peptides, polypeptides we can take. Some polypeptides, peptones, proteose, peptone, and some polypeptides. They are examples to derived proteins. Derived proteins are formed like this. Sir, hydrolysis, denaturation, both same? Yeah, maybe. Actually, hydrolysis means addition of water and breaking down of the bond. Denaturation also include hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is a type of denaturation. Some other types of denaturation also there. We will see next. Okay, these are derived proteins. Now, see the properties, that is classification of proteins is over. Properties of proteins. Especially in physical properties, all are normal, like they are soluble. Solubility is normal, no taste is not there, they are soluble in water, and usually they are crystalline in form or amorphous form. That is physical properties. Physical properties is not needed. All chemical properties, reactions also not required here. Chemical properties also not required. Just we will see two properties, one physical property and one other property, chemical property. Here one is, here Tyndall effect is one property. This Tyndall effect we already discussed under cell chapter. In cell chapter, cytoplasm, cytosol is there na? That cytosol shows a Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect, Brownian movement, like that we discussed there. What is the Tyndall effect? This Tyndall effect, proteins combine with water. Proteins combine with water. When proteins are combining with water, the specific density of that protein will change. Okay. So when proteins combine with water, And when light is passed through that protein solution, suppose a protein liquid is there. When a beam of light is passed through this protein solution, here light scattering takes place. Angle of the light path is changed. Proteins combine with water and causes light scattering effect. Light scattering. What is light scattering? Change in the path of the light path. Light is passing in this direction. When proteins are there inside that light angle will be changed. So that change in light angle causes scattering, like a blinking of these proteins in the solution. Here inside the solution there is presence of this proteins, no? And light is passed, that the proteins will causing blinking. Blinking is like lighting. Okay. So that is called a Tyndall effect or light scattering effect. Tyndall effect or light scattering is a process where proteins, when combined with water, it forms, there is formation of a structure which that liquid is there, na? That liquid, wait 1 second. Elimination. Proteins dissolve in water to form hydrophobic is there, na? Wait 1 second. Like emulsion. Emulsion is formed by the lipid. Protein properties. Wait 1 second. I will refer and tell you. That word is there that I can't remember now. Yeah, colloids. Water to form colloid. When proteins are combined with water, there is formation of a solution called as colloidal solution. That colloidal solutions, when light is passed through that colloid, angle of the light path is altered or changed. That causes light scattering. This property is called as the Tyndall effect. Proteins combine with this water and forms colloidal solutions. Okay? Then another property is denaturation. Denaturation is a property where loss of original character or loss of original property. Proteins have some specific properties, they have some original, but there is a loss of their original properties upon coagulation. Upon coagulation, there is a loss of original property. What is coagulation? When proteins are heated, proteins upon heating form into a solid. Usually proteins when they are mixed with water in high concentration, there is formation of colloids, right? That colloids, like egg is there, inside the egg, colloidal, like rigid, not smooth, like slippery nature. Egg white is slippery in nature because there is formation of colloid. When that is heated, there is formation of a solid form, that is called as denaturation. And another type of denaturation is precipitation. Precipitation means on reaction with acids, alkalis, they form precipitate. When proteins are reacted with acids or alkalis, even salts also, there is formation of precipitate. Board is not visible. Yeah. Is the bottom line visible now? So on reaction with acids, alkalis, proteins form precipitates. Yeah, what is that? Is denaturation process only for proteins? No, denaturation means loss of original property. Denaturation is performed by nucleic acids also, DNA, RNA, like that. Denaturation is performed by some other also. Proteins also showing denaturation. Yeah, what, Janani? The angle of light will be deviated. Yeah, that is correct only. Denaturation only for proteins means no. Denaturation is performed by proteins, nucleic acids, and different molecules. Among them, proteins are also performing denaturation. Precipitation is the sense they will be in semi-fluid form. Now, what is precipitate? Proteins upon reaction with acids, alkalis, and salts, there is formation of precipitate. Okay, what is a precipitate? Yeah, insoluble substance. Upon reaction, if there is formation of insoluble products, that is called as precipitate. This proteins upon reaction with this acids, alkalis, and salts, there is a formation of an insoluble product. Then next property, amphoteric nature of protein. Amphoteric nature of proteins. One more doubt came. Yeah, what is the doubt? Yeah, insoluble substance. Yeah, on reaction, if there is formation of an insoluble product, then it is called as precipitate. Precipitates are formed as insoluble products. Next property, amphoteric nature. What is amphoteric nature? Anyone know? Yeah, both acidic and basic properties. Actually, acids can react with alkalis and alkalis react with acids. Acids react with alkalis and give salts. Alkalis react with acids and give salts. But proteins, due to presence of both acidic, what is acidic group? COOH, and basic, what is the basic group? NH2 group. Due to presence of both acidic and basic groups, these can react with both alkalis and acids and form salt. So usually one acid can react with base and form salt, and a base can react with acid and form salt. But this can react with either acid or alkali, because Acidic group, what is present here? Carboxyl group, what is present in a protein? Amino acid. Amino acids have both COOH and NH2 groups. The COOH groups what are present in proteins that can combine with, that can react with bases and form a salt. The basic group what is present in protein or amino acid that can react with acid and form salt. These are three important properties of proteins. Tyndall effect, that means colloidal nature. Proteins upon reaction, upon mixing with water, they form colloid. That colloid can show Tyndall effects. Denaturation is one property, this is another property, amphoteric nature. Okay? Complete? Some other types of proteins are there that I will give you a list. Protein and its function, like a tabular column you can write. Then we will go for structure of proteins. How proteins are forming in polypeptides, how they have conformational structure. Conformational means like DNA is forming helical structure and carbohydrate, polysaccharides are forming linear polysaccharides, branched polysaccharides, like that. Here also proteins have different levels of structure that we will see later. Once we complete this. Collagen. Collagen is present in bone and it is also present as intercellular ground substance. It is present in intercellular ground substance. Ground substance means the basic structure, basic units. Ground substance. Then trypsin. Some importance which are given in NCERT. Trypsin acts as enzyme. Insulin is there, which acts as hormone. Insulin, not only trypsin, there are many enzymes I gave you. Insulin, antibody. Antibody means I gave you defense protein, immunoglobulin antibody. That antibody, it will fight with pathogens or infectious agents. The pathogenic substances like viruses, bacteria, fungi, they can cause infection. These antibodies can combine with, fight with that infectious agent. And there are some other proteins called receptors. Receptor is responsible for receiving, like smell receptor is there, taste receptor is there. It is the receiver of signal. That means it is responsible for reception of signal. That reception of signal may be like taste, smell, hormone receptors, etc. Receptor proteins are those which are responsible to receive the signal. They can receive signal, not reception. Now you can understand. They receive signal like taste signal, smell signal, and some receptors may receive hormones also. And in intestine, there is the presence of a protein called as GLUT. This GLUT is responsible for transport of glucose. In membrane, there is presence of some protein like GLUT, GLUT4, GLUT1 that is responsible for transport of glucose into cell. From outside of the cell to inside of the cell, there is transport of the glucose. Yeah, olfactory and gustatory receptors. Yes, yes, olfactory means smell, gustatory means taste. Yeah, like receptors included in nervous system. Yeah, that is also receptor only. Receptor. In nervous system, synapse is there, na? In synapse, there is release of that message, then next neuron is taken. Like dendrites. Dendrites are receiving signal. That is also a receptor. Does GLUT have any abbreviation, sir? Glucose transporter. GLUT means glucose transporter. In digestion and absorption, you might see. In digestion and absorption, this GLUT might come. Okay, this is some important proteins. Next topic, we have structure of proteins. Just we have 4 minutes. Okay, let us write. Yeah, we have 4 minutes only. So I am stopping now. Don't leave the meeting. Just wait for a minute. Botany class is over for today. We will have some discussion. Wait.